The evening before my wedding was meant to be a joyful milestone. After months of meticulous planning, coordinating every detail, and ensuring everything was flawless, I believed I was ready to marry the woman I adored, the one I considered my lifelong partner. But in a single night, my world unraveled in a way I never could have anticipated. The day had been perfect. Family and friends arrived, the rehearsal flowed seamlessly, and all the final preparations were in place. That evening, I was a bundle of nerves and excitement, staying at a friend's house with my groomsmen, trying to savor one last carefree night. Then around 10 p.m., a text from an unknown number shattered the moment. It read, "Your fiancé is at Club X. You need to know." My stomach dropped. Was this a cruel joke? My mind raced, but a nagging instinct told me something was wrong. Ignoring the sinking feeling would have been easier, but I couldn't. I drove to the club, hoping it was a misunderstanding. As I approached, the pulsing neon lights felt ominous, amplifying my unease. This wasn't where I was supposed to be, doubting the woman I loved, but my gut urged me forward. Inside, the club was a blur of flashing lights and thumping music. I pushed through the crowd to the bar, scanning the room. Then I saw her, my fiancé, dancing in the center of the floor with another man. Time seemed to freeze. She was laughing, her face lit up with a joy I hadn't seen in a while. Their hands brushed as they moved, and he leaned in to murmur something in her ear. They were too close, too familiar. My chest tightened, and for a moment, I felt like I was watching a stranger's life. Anger and disbelief surged as I approached. She spotted me, and her laughter vanished. Her eyes widened in panic, and the man beside her looked confused, sensing the tension. "What's going on?" I asked, my voice shaking with barely contained emotion. She stammered, "This isn't what it looks like," as the man mumbled an excuse and slipped away. I stood there frozen, as she tried to pull me to a quieter corner. I jerked my arm back. "Explain," I demanded, my voice low but seething. She was trembling, avoiding my gaze. "I didn't mean for this to happen," she whispered. "It's not what you think." "I saw everything," I said, struggling to keep my composure. "The way you were with him, laughing, touching, like you were more than friends." Tears welled in her eyes, and she finally met my gaze. Her next words hit like a sledgehammer. "I was going to tell you," she said, her voice breaking. "I thought I could hide it until after the wedding. I don't know why I did it. I don't know what's wrong with me." The betrayal cut deeper than anything I'd ever felt. The woman I was hours away from vowing my life to had been deceiving me. I turned and walked out, her voice calling after me, pleading for me to listen. "I love you. It was a mistake. I was confused," she cried, but her words felt hollow. I drove back to my friend's house numb, ignoring the constant buzz of her calls and texts. The wedding was scheduled for the next day, but I couldn't go through with it. How could I stand before our loved ones and pretend everything was fine when my trust had been shattered? I canceled it all. When I told her, she broke down sobbing, her face streaked with tears and smudged makeup. "Please don't do this," she begged. "I'll do anything, therapy, anything. I can't lose you." But the woman I thought I knew was gone, replaced by someone I couldn't recognize. The trust we'd built was in pieces. I walked away from the life we'd planned together. The pain was indescribable, but staying felt impossible. In the months since, she's continued to reach out, sending texts and voicemails, pleading for forgiveness. But the wound is too deep. The image of her with him, the carefree laughter, the lies, it's all seared into my memory. The woman I was set to marry will forever be the one who betrayed me the night before our wedding, and that moment changed everything. The aftermath still lingers, a shadow I can't fully escape. The shock of that night continues to haunt me, a reminder of how quickly love can turn to heartbreak.